opening to the healing journey, it entails a willingness to see differently. It also entails a willingness to surrender the growth process, to surrender the healing process to something other than yourself. And this is something that 12-step programs really get brilliantly, and they describe it as turning things over to a higher power. And in a nutshell, what I take that to mean is recognizing that all my attempts to control this and all my reasoning about how I should have known better or should have prevented it or been more in control so that it never happened, that's arising from up here, and something deeper is in charge. Life's in charge. You aren't in charge of the overeating. And I would even say you're not in charge of healing it. That healing and that growth process is something that arises from life itself. And it's the same force that grows a tree. This is an oak tree. It started from a tiny acorn. What is it that grows an acorn into a full-blown oak tree? Well, what is it that grows the kernel of who you are into a human being? And what is it that heals? What is it that gives birth? What is it that creates life? What is it that creates new life? What is it that creates new life out of something painful like overeating? That's life. And so surrendering to life as the leader of your growth process can bring tremendous, tremendous relief in your journey, because it takes all the pressure off your shoulders of needing to fix and needing to be in charge and needing to do the right thing. With overeating, there can be so much shame and so much pressure of, oh, I have to wake up and I have to make sure that I eat, quote, right today. Whether it's the right foods or the right amount of foods or eating in the right way. And that creates this pressure and this tightrope that you're walking where you're always trying to do it perfectly. That's what happens when you think, I'm in charge of the healing process and there's no mercy in it. And I've got to get it right. Otherwise, all hell's going to break loose. And otherwise, I'm never going to feel whole. I'm never going to be out of this space of compulsively overeating. Putting life in charge and that space of surrender and willingness, that willingness to have that growth move through you, it creates the rest and the room to grow. Where there is freedom, where it doesn't have to be about you being perfect. It's not about being perfect, but opening to that journey. What is being transformed in you through this thing called food, through this thing called overeating?